Parts of Wisconsin are dealing with misprinted ballots right before the spring election. Why one clerk is calling it the perfect storm.
Also, the new redesign of bus routes in Madison is leaving behind some of the people who use it the most.
And a man now in custody after burning down his own cabin in a tiny home encampment. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. We start with breaking news in Madison. Police are investigating a shooting near the city-county building.
News 3 Now's Tahalil Mohiddin is live at the scene. And Tahalil, what can you tell us tonight?
Well, it's a very active scene here on the 200 block of North Carroll. Police have been here since about 5:10 investigating a shooting, as you said. Now, what we do know right now is that multiple rounds were fired and one person was shot and then later taken to the hospital in an ambulance. And they were shot right outside the city-county building. Now, police say they don't have anyone in custody right now, but we are expecting to hear from the chief of police in about an hour, and we should be able to get an update then about that person's condition. But for now, reporting live, Tahalil Mohiddin, News 3 Now.
Thank you very much. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, Charlotte, it's mild out here. We've had a little bit of rain off and on through the afternoon, but things will change. We do have an alert day in the forecast for late tonight into tomorrow morning for rain changing to snow, possible accumulations of 1 to perhaps as much as 3 or 4 inches, mainly from Madison and areas to the north. It'll be a close call because temperatures will be critical on this, and it might be a situation where some areas just get snow, mainly on the grassy areas, and other areas get more widespread accumulation. Visible cloud track shows the clouds streaming in from the south, and the heaviest rain this afternoon has been to our south and east across parts of Illinois and Indiana, but another surge of rain is heading northward and will reach us later on tonight before changing to snow. High-resolution radar, just a few light sprinkles across mainly southeastern Wisconsin. High temperatures today, lower 50s in Madison, upper 50s in Janesville, but only around 40 to the north and west, and temperatures have held nearly steady there while still are close to the highs for the day from Madison on toward the south and east, but winds are shifting to the west. That will allow the colder air to move in, and we'll see that rain gradually mix with and change to snow later on tonight for a quick burst during the early morning hours before it just tapers to snow showers and flurries. Snowfall amounts could be in the 1 to 4 inch range, and there are winter weather advisories for Dane County and areas to the north. Look for rain to change to snow overnight. Low temperature dropping to about 32. Tomorrow's high only around 35. It'll be a blustery and cold day with snow showers and flurries. Later on, I'll take a look a little more specifically at how much snow you can expect.
Gary, thank you. The city clerk in Boscobel had to come up with a fix for mistakes discovered on ballots for next week's election.
Will Keneally went to the Grant County community to find out what's going on.
Boscobel City Clerk Mitzi Molzoff said it was a perfect storm.
It's just there was a whole lot of changes with redistricting, and that's kind of the start of that, effect. So
the candidates for 2 districts were flipped, causing an error in the absentee ballots of 32 voters. Molzoff caught it quickly and issued new ballots right away.
But then we decided just to make sure that we communicated with the post office and could get the ballots to people either Tuesday or Wednesday. Whether we overnighted them or had them locally delivered or whatever that looked like.
Boscobel is not the only community this spring dealing with misprint issues. Milwaukee similarly had a county board seat incorrectly listed.
Because they have received a call from the voter.
Elections Director for Milwaukee County, Julietta Henry, says this is key. None of this affects the integrity of the April 5th election.
This was a human error that was made, and as soon as it was brought to our attention, it was corrected. And I don't think it has anything to do with the integrity of the election.
In Boscobel, for example, the voting machines will not accept ballots from the earlier misprint. Reporting from Boscobel, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
So here's some things to know for the April 5th election. Check with your municipal clerk regarding rules for returning absentee ballots. Return your absentee ballot to your clerk's office as quickly as possible. The last day for clerks to offer in-person absentee voting is Sunday. That's April 3rd. Have an acceptable photo ID in order to vote, and you can get one for free at your local DMV. And remember, the polls open at 7 in the morning and close at 8 p.m.
Beloit police say they've made an arrest in the deadly shooting outside Beloit Memorial High School. 19-year-old Emery Goodall of Madison was arrested without incident today. He's accused of shooting and killing Gian Broomfield on January 29th. Beloit police received tips regarding Goodall's whereabouts. He'll need to be extradited on the charge of first-degree reckless homicide before he can appear in Rock County Circuit Court.
A 37-year-old man under arrest for allegedly setting fire to a cabin at the tiny home encampment on Madison's east side. The man turned himself in at the Dane County Jail last night. Officers arrested him on tentative charges of arson and making threats to law enforcement. enforcement, as well as an outstanding warrant. The fire caused about $15,000 in damage. And police are investigating after 2 people were shot in Wisconsin Dells. Officers dispatched to the Denny's and the Best Western on South Frontage Road about 6 this morning. They found 2 people with gunshot wounds. Both were hospitalized, listed in stable condition. An investigation found the 2 were actually shot in the 600 block of Vine Street. A suspect has been identified but is not in custody.
The Greene County Sheriff's Office says it's identified suspects linked to more than 16 burglaries or attempted burglaries from the last year. Multiple businesses in Monroe, Brodhead, and Albany reported their buildings were forcibly entered. Now, during these incidents, officials said cash, tools, and at least 1 AR-15 rifle were stolen, with losses amounting to about $26,000. Greene County Sheriff's Office says the suspects have not been taken into custody and are with their families due to their ages. Reports were sent to the district attorney's office for future charging decisions.
Fewer routes and more frequent rides. That's Madison's focus on its metro bus system redesign. You can see by looking at maps, the city is cutting out routes in favor of those most traveled. But residents on Madison's north side and others on the south side say these new routes will hurt the people who use Metro the most.
Basically trying to keep this bus route stop here so that we can have our ways of getting to the stores, getting across the street, because Northport right there is pretty dangerous.
Right now, the maps are just drafts. There are many neighborhood meetings happening with the city to get feedback from communities.
A new Marquette Law School poll national survey finds nearly 2-to-1 support for the nomination of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the U.S. Supreme Court. Judge Jackson is seen as very qualified by 46% of the public and somewhat qualified by 42%, while 12% see her as not qualified. The director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, says if Jackson is confirmed, it probably won't shift the court's leanings.
We're not in reality likely to change much about the court. This is not flipping a court from 5-4 one way to 5-4 the other way. Still, the public sees that she might shift the court in a more liberal direction a little bit.
62% of those polled had an opinion of Judge Jackson higher than any current justice. In January, the highest poll result was 55% for Clarence Thomas. The Dane County Farmers Market will be celebrating its 50th anniversary in a little over 2 weeks, starting Saturday, April 16th, and running each Saturday through mid-November. The Dane County Farmers Market will host its weekly Saturday market on the square from 6:15 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. The Dane County Farmers Market was founded in September of 1972 with just 5 farmers set up on the Capitol Square. Now, with over 250 producers, it's the largest producers-only farmers market in the U.S. City leaders are making Madison's popular Streetery program permanent after a unanimous vote during a common council meeting. The program lets restaurants and bars extend their outdoor seating onto private property in addition to shared spaces like sidewalks, roadways, and alleys. The common council's decision comes with a set of conditions regarding noise, equipment storage, hours of operation, and enforcement. City leaders say they haven't yet decided what enforcement will look like if any businesses are found to be violating those conditions. Still to come on News 3 Now at 6, Governor Evers announces an expansion for telehealth services, where the money is coming from and what it'll be used for.
Plus, researchers testing the first potential vaccine for a common respiratory virus seen in children, when it could become available if it gets approval. Next.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast, News 3 Now at 6.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
During the Mattress Madness sale at Steinhafels, save big on all the best brands of mattresses at the best prices, in stock and ready for delivery. Like a Beauty Rest Black Queen mattress, starting at just $19.99. And you'll get $200 in Steinhafels cash. Get a Queen Tempur-Pedic for just $21.99 and get $200 in Steinhafels cash. And with Steinhafels special financing and free delivery, you can't make a mistake. It's the Mattress Madness sale. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Should all underarms be the same?
So what's wrong with these?
Whether they're waxed, natural, unique, shaved, sensitive. All underarms deserve the best care. New Dove Ultimate Antiperspirant. Our unique water-based formula with 6 times more glycerin helps restore skin to its best condition, leaving you confident all day. New Dove Ultimate.
At Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that a lush, beautiful lawn should be enjoyed by the whole family. That's why we offer a kid and pet-friendly program to create a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn that your whole family can enjoy. Our program includes effective applications of targeted weed control and slow-release golf course quality fertilizer to achieve real results. Call or click today for your free quote, or sign up now and see the Weedman difference. Doesn't your family deserve a Weedman lawn?
Welcome back. Governor Evers today announcing an expansion of telehealth services in the state. The governor visiting the Pinecrest Nursing Home, that's in Merrill, says the expansion will be funded by the American Rescue Plan Act. DHS will use $2.5 million of the investment to create a new grant program for hospitals and health systems to expand and enhance child psychiatry telehealth services.
Healthcare shouldn't be a privilege for only healthy and wealthy folks. I'm glad to make this investment today that will build a healthcare system for a healthier Wisconsin tomorrow.
Last year, the Evers administration committed nearly $50 million in grants through the year 2025 to increase community-level support for mental health and substance use disorders.
New COVID-19 cases among kids in the U.S. fell to a level not seen since last July. A pediatrics group says about 29,000 kids tested positive last week, a 9% drop from the week before. Cases have been falling for the last 9 weeks in a row. The decline in cases among kids follows the trend for all ages in the U.S. Johns Hopkins University says the U.S. is now averaging more than 30,000 new cases per day. The Biden administration is taking steps to give Americans more access to COVID-19 information. The COVIDDOT.gov website provides data on vaccines, tests, treatments, and masks. The site will be available in English, Spanish, and simplified Chinese. President Biden also says Congress needs to provide more funding to help the country stay ahead of the COVID-19 virus. So far, Congress has not done so. Well, every year, tens of thousands of children are hospitalized and hundreds die from a common respiratory virus called respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV.
Well, now researchers in Chicago are testing what could be the first immunization against the potentially deadly illness. It's called nirsevimab. A recent phase 3 study found a single dose was nearly 75% effective against serious RSV infections. Currently, the only preventive treatment is for high-risk babies.
There's a better binding to the RSV virus, and so it is better at preventing the virus from attaching to and getting into cells where it can cause disease. The second modification that was made was to allow it to stay in the bloodstream much longer.
Researchers say no safety concerns have been identified with their experimental treatment. If nirsevimab receives FDA approval, it could be available by next year. Still ahead, the DNR asking people to wait before they trim back their oak trees this year, how it could save the tree's life.
Plus, residents of Dane County are learning how to spot severe weather, how the National Weather Service is teaching them to make themselves and their neighbors safe before severe weather strikes.
And a blast of winter returns. Gary's complete forecast after the break.
At Starion Bank, we think having choices is important, so you can choose the products that are right for your life. What are you waiting for? Explore the possibilities today at starionbank.com.
Update your home's exterior and save with 11% off everything at Menards. From roofing to siding to windows and more, we have the best selection. Timbercrest Plus premium vinyl siding has 8 deep, dark colors that come with a 50-year fade warranty. And right now, they're all 11% off. Add a distinctive finishing touch to your home with Novik Dry Stack Stone polymer panels. They're available in 4 color options. Save 11% on all Novik siding panels now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Don't get stuck with internet and TV that costs more and does less. Set yourself free with Spectrum and get it all from one provider. Get Spectrum Internet with enough speed for all your devices all at once with speeds of 200 megabits.
Whoa, that's fast.
Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep you safe online. Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. And don't get stuck with the same old TV. Multiply your screens. Spectrum TV with a free Spectrum TV app lets you watch here, there, and everywhere. Stream live TV, sports, news, and more on any device. Plus, access up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Get Spectrum TV from $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. Don't get stuck paying more for less. Pick and choose the services you need. Spectrum Internet or TV, or get them both for $49.99 a month each. All with no contracts. Call 833-605-4999.
He's turned on working families again. Ron Johnson said no to bringing new jobs to Wisconsin. Now he's supporting the Republican plan that phases out Social Security and Medicare and increases taxes on middle-class families.
Time for Democrat Alex Lasry. Lasry says let's get more money into working people's pockets and cut their taxes. No wonder so many unions say Alex Lasry is the strongest Democrat to beat Ron Johnson.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message.
Today's the day to go farther with a partner that provides you innovative solutions for your own personal financial future. Explore the possibilities today at StarionBank.com.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. It is never too early to start making your severe weather safety plan.
Today at Madison College, people joined representatives from the National Weather Service to learn the ins and outs of storm spotting. Tamia Folks went to the class to find out more.
Though spring and summer often bring the most severe storms, knowing what to look out for year-round is key to protecting yourself and your community. For speakers at today's Storm Spotter event, getting notifications of storm threats is just as important.
One of the main things is just for people to know that we need the reports from people that are on the ground, telling us what exactly is happening with a storm that's coming through.
Severe storms hit Wisconsin neighborhoods regularly, tearing down trees, shattering windows, and causing significant flood damage. In today's 2-hour training session, instructors went through different storm scenarios like tornadoes, flooding, and hail, explaining the level of threat that each situation could pose.
The main thing is just not to be afraid to contact us to let us know that bad weather is happening. We want you to contact us and not 911 or somebody like that. If there's bad weather, we need to know about it so that we can tell people what's coming their way.
They detailed the importance of informed community reporting.
While it is a scary situation, we're here to help and protect you and provide information for you as much as you are to us.
April 4th through 8th, 2022 is Tornado and Severe Weather Awareness Week in Wisconsin. In addition to preparedness and education trainings, the state will also conduct a statewide tornado drill on Thursday, April 7th. Tamia Folks, News 3 Now.
The DNR wants people to wait to prune or cut their oak trees until July. This can help prevent the deadly wilt disease. This disease is widespread in southern Wisconsin, but is not so much in the northern parts of the state. Trees are more vulnerable to the disease in spring and early summer. This disease spreads over land by sap-feeding beetles and underground through interconnected root systems. But we could see some rain and some snow later on tonight. Here's Gary with your complete forecast.
Yeah, if you're outside the Madison area right now, you've been wondering, what are we talking about snow? Temperatures are in the 50s and it's raining, but winter weather advisories in effect for Dane County and areas to the north and east through late tonight into about noon tomorrow. We're looking at the potential for about 1 to maybe as much as 3 or 4 inches of a slushy wet snow from Madison northward and maybe a little bit westward as well. Areas to the south and east will probably stay a couple of degrees warmer, and they might see snow, but not much in the way of accumulation, and what does stick to the ground will probably melt pretty quickly. But that has prompted us just put an alert day in the forecast to let you know that the potential is there, especially tomorrow morning, for some slippery travel. Right now, precipitation on high-resolution Doppler radar in the form of rain showers, and even those have been winding down. More widespread rain is staying to our south and east. The colder air already changing rain to snow over northwestern Wisconsin. There'll be a surge of moisture coming up from the south later on tonight that will bring us the potential for that snow. To the south, it's all severe weather. Look at this intense squall line running from just east of Memphis, Tennessee, through central Mississippi, all the way down to west of New Orleans. Tornado watch is in effect ahead of that line of storms, and there's a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms with the potential for a fairly significant tornado outbreak from western Tennessee into western Alabama, and severe weather threat as far north into central Illinois and Indiana. That's where temperatures are in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. On our side of the storm, just to the west of where we are, temperatures drop off pretty quickly into the 30s, and the jet stream is right in between, fueling the storm system. The main area of low pressure right over us, so there's that little tongue of mild air that's just made it into southeastern Wisconsin, but quickly now the winds are shifting around to the west, and we'll see those temperatures start to drop during the evening hours. In fact, Madison's at 52, La Crosse already down to 38 degrees, temperatures in the middle 30s over northwestern Wisconsin. And as we look at future track, again, the showers this evening, not a problem, but here comes that surge of rain changing to snow overnight, and it'll be just a short period of time with maybe an intense burst of snow for a couple of hours, then that moves off to the east, and then we just look for the chance for a couple of flurries through the afternoon. The skies actually clear out tomorrow night, allowing temperatures to drop into the lower 20s. We'll see sunshine for much of the day on Friday, and then here comes the next weather system, bringing the possibility for some light rain and snow from late Friday night into Saturday, and that will move out, followed by another system probably right after that. So as we check out our forecast, winter weather advisory in effect from 4 a.m. until noon for Dane County and areas to the north. Juneau and Adams County, that advisory runs until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Look for rain eventually changing to snow by morning, low 32. It'll be breezy, and then for tomorrow, windy and colder with the snow mainly early in the morning, and then just the chance of snow showers or flurries through the day. High temperature 35 with nearly steady temperatures through much of the day. Again, on future track, rain showers this evening, then rain changing to snow about 2 a.m. By 7:30, 8 o'clock, the snow starting to wind down, and then by noon, pretty much out of the area other than just a few flurries. Temperatures, though, stay cold through the day. Snowfall amounts 1 to perhaps as much as 3 or 4 inches from Madison on toward the north and west, a little bit less to the south and east, and a lot of that will melt pretty quickly during the day. Temperatures will be back in the 40s for Friday, Saturday, upper 40s early next week. That's still below normal. Rain and snow chances Saturday, and then some rain chances the middle part of next week before it turns a little colder at the end of the week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Jersey Mike's locations around Wisconsin are giving 100% of today's sales to support the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games. Part of Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, the games will be held in Orlando, June 5th through the 12th. Earlier today, a number of local athletes were on hand for a meet and greet at the restaurant at 434 Gammon Place. The Packers are giving fans a chance to be featured at Lambeau Field with the Packers Everywhere Fan Favorite Contest. Fans can submit a photo to PackersEverywhere.com now through April 19th. The winning photo will be displayed around Lambeau Field, including on the marquee signs during a game next season. The winner will also receive 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and hotel accommodations included. 5 finalists will be chosen by Packers officials, and fans can vote for their favorite finalists starting April 25th.
And coming up in sports, Keanu Benton enters this season as the leader of the Wisconsin D-line. What his teammates have to say about how he's been attacking spring ball. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save big on gas Friday, April 1st during Hy-Vee's annual April Fuels Day sale. Earn a 50-cent fuel saver for every $50 purchase. Spend $100, get $1 off per gallon of gas. Friday, April 1st, only at Hy-Vee.
When it's time to fix up your home, maintain your vehicle, and prep your yard for spring, the hardest working people start at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We put quality brands in your capable hands at fair and honest prices. Like a 6-piece Purdy Premium Paint Kit, just $21.99. 10% off all Carlisle specialty tires for lawn and garden, ag equipment, and more. And 36-pound bags of Estate Crabgrass Preventer or Weed and Feed, just $29.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
With broken supply chains and lives disrupted, businesses like Amazon have invested to deliver on time for you and help hundreds of thousands of small businesses gain access to millions of online shoppers. But Washington politicians have a law that could break Prime's guaranteed 2-day free delivery and threaten our fragile economic recovery. Tell your senators, don't break our Prime. Oppose S 2992. Paid for by CCIA.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Gruber Law Offices has been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. One call, that's all.
Save big on gas Friday, April 1st during Hy-Vee's annual April Fuels Day sale. Earn a 50-cent fuel saver for every $50 purchase. Spend $100, get $1 off per gallon of gas. Friday, April 1st, only at Hy-Vee.
A new shop in the 608 is ready to serve when your taste buds scream for ice cream.
Josh Breider has the scoop on some sweet specialties you have to see to believe.
More snow is on the way for the rush hour. We're going to track this together tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Wisconsin has to replace 8 starters from last year's defense. That was one of the best units in the country. But they got a boost when Keanu Benton decided he's going to return for his senior season. In his eyes, there are things he needs to do to fine-tune before he heads to the next level. And the rest of the Badger D-line is obviously happy their leader is back and have liked how Benton has been attacking spring ball with a purpose.
I wasn't trying to be in his ear about it because, you know, I want what's best for my boy, but when he came back and told me that he was coming back, I was like, all right, let's make it shake, because he's like, you know, we've been waiting 3 years to start with each other.
He's continuing to not just come back and work on those areas that needs improvement, areas, you know, I won't call them weaknesses, but he's also pushing it into the red in terms of his strengths, right? Like, he's not satisfied in any area.
Will he go pro, or will he stay for one more year at Wisconsin? Johnny Davis will let the world know his decision tomorrow on ESPN's NBA TV. The show airs from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. And if you can read in between the lines, you already know his answer, considering the program he's joining is called NBA Today. This season, Davis was named the consensus first-team All-American and the Big Ten Player of the Year. Other Badger basketball news, Ben Carlson is named the transfer portal. The sophomore forward played in 39 games during his 2 years in Madison, finishing with 72 career points and 71 career rebounds at Wisconsin. Carlson is the second member of this year's team to announce he's transferring. With a come-from-behind win over the 76ers last night, the Bucks closed the gap in the Eastern Conference to just a half game back of the Heat for first place in the standings. Giannis scored 40 points, had a game-sealing block in the final seconds. So obviously he's going to start off his post-game press conference with a dad joke.
Let's open up with a joke. What do you call a cow on the floor? Anybody know? Ground beef.
Classic.
How can you not love Giannis? Well, Gary will keep an eye on the weather for us.
Yeah, snow late tonight and tomorrow morning.
All right, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
We'll see you back here.
We want to mention as well some breaking news we're continuing to cover, and we'll have another update on this. A live look at South Carroll Street, where right now police are investigating a shooting that happened about an hour ago. One person has been sent to the hospital. Their condition unknown at this time. A press conference is expected to happen in just a few minutes. Again, we will have updates on the case as they come in at channel3000.com and later tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Again, thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
We'll see you back here at 10.